Documentary Now.
Revolutionary.
What about it?
What not about it? I love this show.
I too love this show.
Are you? I know Nick's familiar. Are you?
I have no idea.
You've seen season one?
I like literally Googled it like 5 minutes ago. Like I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Awesome.
Good.
Nick, you want to give us a quick synopsis of Documentary Now?
Sure. So I've only seen about 4 episodes, but the main idea is that Fred Armisen and Bill Hader.
Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers is
He's
a writer.
writer.
He's a writer.
And
Helen Mirren.
Fred Armisen, Bill Hader, 2 main characters that play roles in documentaries that are just parodies of real documentaries. And a lot of the documentaries that they parody are very, famous, critically acclaimed, and important documentaries. So they really just make fun of them, and they do a great job with it.
It's very. If you've ever seen Portlandia, it's like that kind of.
But to
humor.
a whole new level.
It's very
a whole
smart.
new level. It's
Whole new
very
level.
weird humor.
Yeah.
Like my mom doesn't get it.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I'm cracking up.
Most people do not get
No.
I mean,
why.
And we're not saying we're cool because we get it.
Right.
We're
No,
just
it's just
freaking
it's
weird.
a different kind of
No,
humor.
there's almost nothing to get.
No.
It's not funny, but it is funny.
Right.
Like there's nothing that they say that is funny.
Yeah.
It's just the whole concept of what's
Right.
going on is very funny.
That's how I described it to Julian when I told him about it. I was like, it really doesn't make you laugh when you
But,
watch
like,
it, but when you
it's
talk about it,
humorous.
it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Right.
And the whole thing is just very entertaining.
It's taking like the absurdity of Monty Python, which to me is like super high regard. Like I love Monty Python, but it's taking it in like a super different direction than they did, and just by being like committing to the role, it just makes you laugh.
They're super like into like the characters
Yeah.
they're doing, and the shots are so like it's like a beautiful documentary if you
Oh,
look
yeah.
at it.
Yeah.
But then it's like not good as a
Just
documentary.
nonsense.
It's good as like a funny documentary.
Well, and they also use like handheld, like
Yeah.
crappy little like things that you walked around with when you were like 5 years old because your parents didn't want to give you a real camera. Like they use those.
They do.
for the
They do
documentary.
everything to make it look like the original, which is like extremely difficult according to
Yeah.
them. Like they're like, do you know how hard it is to light a room that doesn't look like it's lit? Like, because like people film documentaries, they just got like a normal camera, like you were saying.
Right.
Like that's how they're on a full set, but they need to make it look like they're not. Which is, yeah, it's a comedy, but like they put so much work into it that you don't realize, which is also pretty great.
They talk all about that. If you watch Documentary Now, there's Documentary Now Later, which is them sitting down and like around.
That's a great name for it.
Yeah, they sit around and they talk about how they did each episode and like the highlights and the lowlights of each episode.
Do you have an example of like your favorite episode that you've seen, even though you've only seen a few?
What's the one? Are they in like Greenland or something like
Iceland,
that?
I think.
Are you talking about the
Yeah.
Nanook of the North parody?
Yes.
That's
They're,
also
like,
my favorite.
I think that's
What's
my
it? What's a
favorite.
parodying?
It's
Parody.
parodying
I can't say that word.
Parody.
this really famous documentary. I think it was just one of the first documentaries, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
it's like
It's called
1920s or
Nanook
something
of
like
the
that.
North. Basically,
Oh, the
Oh, I've
Eskimo
heard of
one?
that.
the Eskimo
Oh,
one.
I was thinking of the Al Pacino one, but please continue.
in this version, well, in the original version, they filmed these Inuit tribes and culture, and then the film they were using was very flammable, and unfortunately, half of the documentary got set on fire, and they lost half of it. So they went back and they had people reenact it, and then that brought up the whole thing of like, well, part of it's like real documentary and part of it is staged, and that created like a whole new path for documentaries, and they parodied that by having the director get fired, and then this new Inuit takes over, and he's like the D.W. Griffith. He comes up with like all these cool camera techniques. He's putting the camera on a sled. He's got a tracking shot, and the cameraman's like just raving about it. He's like, this is amazing. Later on, the director comes back, sees the footage, hates it, burns it. So that was their theory of why half of it was burned, and I thought it was hilarious and so smart.
Russell, I think we have the same favorite episode. It's
As
one
of
the
right
new-
now.
As of right now, it's the second episode of season 2. It is Juan likes chicken and rice. And it
Wait,
doesn't
what is
make-
it?
Juan likes chicken
and rice.
and rice.
And who doesn't?
Juan.
That's a really
likes
good-
it.
Juan likes it.
Quan?
Juan.
Juan?
Likes it.
It's
I don't-
what?
It's brilliant. It's just half of it's in Spanish. Like that shows how like you can still watch it and half of this is in Spanish.
It's a documentary about I don't know what I think it was based off of.
It's based off a sushi chef.
a sushi chef, but this one is
Oh,
about.
I know
Do you
what you're
know that one?
talking about. Yeah.
They basically it's this really, really, really small, like crappy restaurant in Colombia. And all
like-
he serves is rice and chicken. Sometimes he doesn't even serve chicken.
Bananas.
Bananas
Perfectly
split
cut in
perfectly in half. Like they make these really ridiculous like ingredients and meals, and they just make a whole documentary out of it. It's hilarious. So there's only 2. They're in the middle of the 2nd season right now.
There are 3
You don't
episodes
have
in.
to watch them in order because
Yeah,
they're all
They
different.
don't connect at all.
They're super eclectic. Highly recommend. If you had to rate it
Scoop it.
with scoops, Nick,
Scoop it.
out of
Scoops.
5 scoops,
I think just because it's such a unique show and it's doing things that I've never seen and it's like entertaining on such a different level than normal, I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5.
4.5 out of
4.5.
5.
4.5.
That was a
out of
close one.
Taffy,
I mean-
if you were to watch it based off what you said, would you like it?
It sounds like really witty, so I'll give it a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would watch it.
All right.
Awesome. We'll check back next
For
week.
me, creativity is a 5, but rewatchability for me is lower. It's like a 2.5. So I'm
Really?
gonna say like a 3.5.
Okay. I'll take it.
I'll give it just because of I think it has rewatchability. I've watched season 1 twice, so I'll give it a 4.5. Close to, but it's like it's borderline 5, but 4.5 right now.
I feel like it's getting better and better, and each season they'll get a better budget to do even more that they want to do. It's extremely original and creative idea. I'm kind of mad I didn't come up with it myself. 4.5.
4.5.
Let's
Good
lock
call.
it in.
All right.